Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Abundance Blueprint with Kimberly. I'm Kimberly Lane Roberts, your host and the content creator of this show. You're in the right space and place because this is the show where we take driven men and women and they share what their passion is and turn it into their purpose. You're in for a treat today because we have Kenneth Lopez who will be joining us today. We're going to be talking about how you can take what he believes to be boring or small organizations or enterprises and businesses and turn them into billion-dollar opportunities. So stick around for that. As always, everybody's wondering what's going on in my world and my peer advisory group. We get together once a month, and the purpose is to solve business problems. So if you're an entrepreneur looking for a group of like-minded individuals to power through your toughest challenges, in my group, you don't just talk about your goals, you actually achieve them. So please visit Performance Leadership International, performanceleadershipintl.com in order to find out more. Okay, back to the show. Let's talk about Kenneth Lopez. All righty. So let's meet Kenneth. He is a seasoned entrepreneur, investor, and a tech strategist who has built and scaled companies from Latin America to Silicon Valley. He's founder and director of Tekton Labs and director of Boring Holdings Incorporated. He has led transformational and transformative projects leveraging technology, strategic hiring, and smart acquisitions to turn overlooked companies into scalable powerhouses. Please welcome Kenneth Lopez. Good. How are you doing? It takes a couple seconds for you to pop up. So 3, 2, 1, here we go. Hey there.
Hi, Kimberly. How are you?
Good. Good to have you. Thanks for joining us today. As always, I like to ask, what does abundance mean to you? And you shared prior to this conversation that it's about having inner peace, helping other people around you to achieve the same. And so I'm curious as to when in your life have you achieved that inner peace, if you have, and then how are you able to give that gift to somebody else as well and people around you?
I think this goes to when I was starting my journey of entrepreneur. It was challenging because I started my first company in 2008 with the biggest crisis in the world. So it was really shaky moments in the world. But I said, okay, like many famous entrepreneurs said, there are always opportunities in this crisis. So I said, great, let's build a company in that crisis. But I also want to create that peace or that culture of peace between me and my clients and my team members. Because if we don't have peace of mind or peace in general, it's really hard to focus and concentrate. And let's have in consideration when you are doing entrepreneurship, everything is chaos, especially in the beginning. And it's kind of like related. I want to have peace. I want that my coworkers have peace and my clients, they feel that, because at the end, if you have peace, it's because you trust. If you trust, everything works. That's how I see it.
Yeah, very insightful. I like that. It's especially given that time, 2008, and also being an entrepreneur, there was a lot of chaos, uncertainty, and anxiety. And to choose peace in those moments is, I think, very profound and insightful on your part. And is it a practice that you do as far as meditation? Is it just a mindset?
I think it's a mindset in reality. I like to say that I prefer a growth mindset than fixed mindset in general. And the world, unfortunately, it's kind of like leaning into fixed mindset. So don't make mistakes, don't try because you might get fired, you might be called that you're dumb, or things like that. In my case, it's like, no, the opposite. If we make a mistake, we will learn from it. If we do it twice, that's a different issue. But if we make, I like to say to all my employees, like, if we make a different mistake every day, we're making progress.
Yep, agreed. It's kind of like, if you're not uncomfortable or making mistakes, you're not doing it right. You're stuck. Exactly. And there's no beauty in stuck or growth or involvement or evolvement, excuse me. So great. You shared your pivotal moment was when your dad gave you your first book on coding. I believe it was called Start with C.
Yes.
Why was that such a pivotal moment for you?
Well, first of all, I'm hyperactive. So in general, I was getting in trouble when I was a kid. So I built my first computer when I was really young age, and great, I built a computer. Now I want to, as any kid at that age, is like, I want to code my own games because I like games, and it wasn't natural for me. And I was bugging my dad, like, hey, teach me, because he's a electronic engineer. So he He's the one building the circuit boards, and I was the one trying to code on top of that. So he said, you know what? Here's the book. Read it, be happy, and stop bugging me. And I started reading the book, and I understand the principles of coding, and it's like, oh, this is fun. And then they lost me because I started communicating with the computer and stopped being hyperactive because I was putting all my energy into coding on computers and understanding how they work.
It was your new best friend. Good.
Yes.
Perfect. Good. Well, it's obviously made an impact because of it was kind of the pivotal moment I see too to get you where you're at today, just because of how quick your brain works, and you're always seeking solutions and ways to do things better and solve problems. So good for you.
Yeah.
This is an interesting question, and I'm really curious to hear, given our environment today, all the changes we're going, not only whether it's politically or financially or obviously technology with AI. What are some of the common mistakes entrepreneurs make in our environment, today's technology landscape?
Sure. I mean, we can talk here for hours on all the mistakes that I made when I started my journey. But in general, right now, the common mistakes that I'm seeing from startups that they ask me to invest or I mentor is like they try to go too fast in the raising money mode, meaning that it's great that you want to raise money, but there is a moment, specifically today, because we're not anymore in the hype where I have an idea and people will give you money. No, that's gone. Now the companies or the funds or investors are looking for, you have an idea, that's great, but do you have profit? Do you have real clients? And even clients are like you need to take it with a grain of salt, because you might have clients but you don't have profit. So today the world is shifted from valuations, because we don't want unicorns, we want camels. What it means is like we don't want beautiful valuations. We want companies that they are profitable. Perhaps they are not in the $1 billion revenue, but they are in the millions, and we're looking for that. So if you're an entrepreneur right now, focus on that. Focus on how you can show that you have growth, that you understand your customer, because it's not a matter of raising money and pay you, Kimberly, to join my tool. Like, no, I need you to join because you really see the value. So you need to understand what value are you providing. Are you a painkiller or are you a vitamin? That's the first one, because right now people need painkillers, not vitamins. There's no money for vitamins. It's everything is painkillers. And then it's like, I understand your user. Many entrepreneurs, they think they understand the user, or they forget in that journey that the user is the most principal thing. And just because you did it good at the beginning means that you will continue doing good in the future. We can talk about all these companies that they were the first ones and then they disappear. But in general, it's like understand all those principles. And then if we add the cherry on the top, it's AI. Today, we won't be replaced by AI, but we will be replaced by somebody who understands how to use AI. So this even open more opportunities for entrepreneurs, because now you can understand different issues in companies and try to fix just one. If you fix one and you became the best one on that, nobody will beat you in a way. So I will summarize it to that.
And you might not have an exact answer, but in your opinion, just on AI, how much is AI, a component of businesses today, or especially as an entrepreneur? Is it got to be? Is it must be combined with a product or service, or it's somewhere in the package, whether it's analytics? Just out of curiosity, how much is it representing in, I don't know, technology or time or profitability or the whole equation of your company as an entrepreneur?
It depends. It's an interesting question, but it depends, because in reality, you can apply AI for everything in your company, from customer service, complaints, account receivables, accounts payable, because you automate all that and you kind of like add agents or bots or RPAs or whatever you want to call them to make you more efficient. The idea for me of AI in companies in reality is like, if you were able to do one thing in 1 hour with AI, my objective, at least mine, it's like you can do 10, 100 within 1 hour. So we'll make it more efficient. But that could be applied for many in all the step of the way in the company. The reason why I was saying that it depends is because it depends on your budget. Depends on the company. Because I can tell you, yes, let's automate everything in your company. That's going to be expensive. So you need to balance, like, today, based on the maturity that I have with my company, can I spend this amount of money on automation, and hopefully I will recoup that investment in 3 years, 5 years, or 1 year? That's a question for you. But In reality, it's embedded in everything. Now, the tricky part here is that there are some reports from MIT, among other studies, that shows that many companies, I don't want to say the percentage, they invest a lot on AI, especially the big ones, and they don't see the
Hmm.
results on their P&L yet. And that's, I don't want to say normal, but kind of like that's what happens when you just buy the flashy tool and you don't understand and you just say that you are AI driven. So we need to understand specifically, first of all, what's your issue? Based on that issue, you need to understand which of these hundreds of thousand technologies might be the right fit. And that's where entrepreneurs can leverage, because corporations, they don't have that edge.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs does. So if you have that match, that's beautiful, because you will help and at the same time you will make money.
Yep. So going back to your point about you have to be revenue producing first. That makes sense. Before you can get additional, was that in reference to before you can get additional funding or get other investors, you need to be revenue producing? And I'm going to just play kind of what I think people might respond to that is, it's kind of like the best, like, it's kind of like if you have no experience, you can't get a job, right? But then I need a job to get experience. It's like this circle, right? So
Yeah.
somebody say, well, I need your investment in order to build the technology to prove it, right? So how would you encourage them to manage that situation, or you know, if they really believe in the product or service or technology, to get that revenue producing, if they're not getting that outsource funding, if you will.
Well, in the past, you need to learn how to code sometimes, or hire somebody, or just do it in the hard way, bootstrapping, which is slow, as I did, and you just build the product. And of course, here we have the different universes, because you have B2B, B2C, you have a product or a service, and each one of them, there are different journeys. But today, you have access to as many tools as possible. So the chicken and the egg is broken just because that cycle is broken. Because right now, for example, if I don't know how to code, there are several platforms that will allow me to build my MVP. With MVP, I can get customers. If I can get customers, at least for the first 100 clients, I'm showing you that I prove that I have users. People wants to pay for it. I have something that is not beautiful but works, and then you can raise money if you want it. But there's no constraint right now, like, oh, I don't have the money, because Amazon, Google, all of them, they give you credits for their clouds, their platforms, and everything. If you're in a startup, most of these offers will give you either a very low cost license, or it's going to be free. So there's no excuse for, like, I want to build my MVP or my product today and show it to the world. So
I love it. Good. Great suggestion. Great. Okay. Our final question is, what would you tell your younger self? And you say exercise more and travel extensively. Exercise more because you
I'm fat.
never did. Well, you've lost since I first met you. I can tell you've lost weight. You look really good. I want to just compliment you. I've noticed a
Thank you.
difference in just in a short amount of time. So hopefully you're staying healthy and you're not doing anything drastic. But you look great. You've really been intentional. When you put your mind to something, man, you just go at it.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yep.
And I mean, it's the exercise, because when you're young, was like my breakfast when I was starting my company was cold pizza and a Coke, or donuts and Coke, which that's how you run as an entrepreneur, because there's nothing else in the fridge
Right.
at
Exactly.
the office.
Right.
Most likely you were sleeping there because you have
Anyway.
to.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, it is what it is. But I will recommend to everybody to exercise. And it's not crazy. Just 20 minutes or half an hour. I will say that to myself, dude. Yes, half an hour or walk, and you will be fine. You won't need anything else. And travel more, because I think travel is the only thing that will expand your head and your horizon. Because I mean, I've been traveling all over the world, and every time that I go a new culture and everything, or a new city where you think, oh yeah, I feel great in this city, and then suddenly you end up in Shanghai. It's like, oh nope, I'm small. And there's a completely different landscape on the other side of the world, or just meeting people, because many of my network has been done by traveling, like because giving a lecture or just traveling for fun, and suddenly you have an ecosystem, and then you have, I always like to say, your net worth is your network, because
Yes. Correct.
the best way that you can solve issues or ask for help is, who do you have in your network? If you have people with different perspectives, it's going to be great for analyzing your issue, because you're seeing the eye of the storm. So that's why I will say myself, keep traveling.
No, I agree. There's something about just going to other cultures, meeting other people,
Yep.
being in their space, if you will. And I always like to hang more with the locals than I like to hang with other tourists, if you will, just because you miss that opportunity to truly bond and kind of be in their shoes and feel their culture and experience. And it's a beautiful thing. I agree
Yeah.
totally. So, Kenneth, our time is up. It has been a wonderful moment to share with you. Thank you for your great insight. We will have all of Kenneth's contact information in the show notes. Any closing comment you'd like to share with the audience before I drop you down to the green room?
I will say that focus on revenue, but also focus on the profit. Because if you're raising money, yes, you have customers. But the second question is like, do you have the knowledge to make money with that? Because at the end, when you're investing money, or the investor wants to see is like, if I give you $1, how many times will you convert that to me? And
Right.
so master that. That's all.
Good. Great suggestion. Wonderful. Okay. Well, we'll say bye for now. I'll drop you down and
Thank you.
have a mocktail or
Will
whatever
do.
you'd like. All right.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. Well, that very insightful, very intelligent, very driven. He's a great gentleman, and he is actually part of my peer group, which I'm very proud of. If you are in we've got the last run for this year, September, October, November, December. If you are just waking up every morning, not excited about what's ahead of you, your work and your life, might be a time to have a conversation with me. Again, reach out to me at performanceleadershipinternational.com, and you can fill out the contact information there. Again, don't just survive. Let's thrive in 2025.